I just made my van into a free generator for my road trip. I am currently charging this guy at nearly 600 watts, charging an e-bike back there, my fridge and freezer cooler from Iceco, and my microwave is there. I'm going to make some microwave popcorn right now. And it's all thanks to one component. It's not this. Let's see if I can do it all in one take for you. Under the seat is a DC to DC converter called a Bluetti Charger1. What that is doing is it is increasing the voltage, 12 volts from the vehicle, battery, and alternator, upping the voltage to whatever a solar generator can handle. In this case, it's 56 volts, and it is 596 watts charging, instead of just a cigarette lighter that the van has, which I tested, 75 watts. So you don't need solar panels to charge a solar generator. If you're driving anyways, you might as well utilize some of that free power. This video is everything and more that you needed to know about the DC to DC converter Bluetti Charger1, including a quick overview, a quick install explanation, a long install of my install, how I did it, an overview and test use case, what I'm charging with it, and even comparing it to just using a cigarette lighter to try and charge this. There will be chapters in this video if there's something specific you want to forward to, if you're looking for specific, quick information. So the microwave is plugged into the solar generator. I'm pulling a total of 1,233 watts AC, as well as DC 39 watts for my cooler back there. And the popcorn takes about 2 minutes. And it's all thanks to the Charger1 DC to DC converter, because without that, you wouldn't have enough energy to be charging that on the go. Whereas the Charger1, it allows me to charge that. I have all the power I need. I better pull over here. Popcorn's almost done. 7, 6, 5, 4, good enough. Oh, steaming hot. Woohoo! On the go. Thanks, Bluetti Charger1. So for your quick installation guide, the Bluetti Charger1, mount it in the place that's convenient in your vehicle. You can put it in a truck box in your back seat. In my case, underneath the front seat was the most convenient location. I can put a solar generator up in the front like I have it. I can see what's going on. I can put it in the back. But mount your Bluetti Charger1 permanently and run the wiring. What it comes with is a large gauge positive and negative wiring that goes directly to the vehicle's battery. Now, on the positive side, there's a disconnect that comes with it to disconnect the positive to shut down the Bluetti Charger1. The Charger1 also has the output, which is 2 MC4 connectors. And those MC4 connectors are standard for all types of solar stuff, and you plug it in to your solar generator. But before you plug it in, there is a app, the Bluetti app, which controls all my Bluetti solar generators, as well as the Charger1. Now, you have to look up the specs. If you have a Bluetti solar generator product, you can go into the Charger1 app. First, it's a Bluetooth Connect, super simple to set up once you have the app. Select the model you have. In this case, it's the Elite 200 V2 that I have and I'm taking on my trip. I selected that, and it came out with 56 volts is the maximum charging that this guy can handle. If you have a different brand solar generator, you have to look up the specs of your solar generator and in the app manually put the maximum voltage that you want to charge. Literally plug in everything once you're set up. The Charger1 is smart. It's not going to drain your battery. I just have mine on all the time. Connected the MC4 connectors to the solar generator DC input cable that comes with your solar generator, super simply, and you're off and running. So that's the fast install, and this is my personal install and how I did it. So just locating the firewall and the other automotive wiring that passes through the firewall, poked a hole in it with the screwdriver. So there's my screwdriver. Okay. Plenty of room in that rubber gasket firewall deal. And there's the tip of my screwdriver. So all the other wiring comes through there. Poked a hole. That's enough to get all my wires, and my battery's right here. So the solar panel wiring, terminals to the Bluetti Charger1, go through that as well. Then I'm also going to run an AC wire through that so I can AC charge a solar generator if I had to. So if you're at a campsite, so I'm just going to put a cord in somewhere run that through the firewall as well, and to the same location under the seat. So everything's going under there. And look at what we got from 1999, a Mitsubishi Motors Japanese 6 CD changer. So not very far to run from the battery. Under the seat, from under the seat, I can reach everything in the vehicle. So this is the solar generator, Elite 200, and this is the Bluetti Charger1. So it is input positive and negative direct from the battery, output to MC4 connectors, and that plugs into the MC4 connectors, plug into the DC input, or on any solar generator, any DC input. This Bluetti comes with this, and that other end simply plugs into there. So for the wiring for this, when you buy a Charger1, they send you a whole bunch of wiring, more than I need. Here's a circuit breaker to turn that on and off. They sent enough wire to go all the way to the back of the van and past. I think that's just standard. But what I'm going to do is pass through, so I don't have to recrimp some of these, through the firewall to the battery, and then I can cut it whatever length, and then I don't need to crimp on another end for the battery. I just strip the wire and we'll put it into the disconnect here. And then that disconnects to the Charger1 that'll be under the seat. So that's nicely through the firewall. That was simple. I didn't even have to remove anything in the engine compartment to get at it. And that's that big wire. Check this out. This is how you stay organized when you do a whole bunch of things and have a very poor memory because you do so many things. This little thermal printer, nice thermal label so it doesn't rub off. It's a Bluetti Charger1 negative. 12-volt van battery, so direct to the van battery, positive, negative. So I don't get disorganized and I know what's happening. More work getting this DVD player out than putting in everything else. It's a thing of beauty. All the wires are ran through the carpet. Had to uproot the seat, put the seat back down, put everything back together. Just got to put the glove compartment back. But so firewall under the carpet, slit in the carpet. We have AC shoreline. So I'll have a plug here that you can just, from the front bumper, plug in AC. You can charge a solar generator or just run AC shore power or a generator outside. And this is to the solar panels. And this is heavy lines direct to the battery. And these go to the Bluetti Charger1. So I determined that under the passenger seat is where I'm going to put all of these off-grid components. So just a piece of plywood painted black. There's a frame in the seat, so I put some angle brackets so it doesn't slip around. So I have to put the Charger1, and it just has the input with the big wire from the vehicle battery. That comes with this little MC4 cable, the output. So this goes to the DC of any solar generator. The disconnect for the Bluetti. The solar panel PV input, so solar panel live to these, and then you can clip in whatever you want to the solar panel. When I don't have a solar generator, if I don't want to use this in a solar generator, I might put, not this one, but a smaller charge controller, and then I can wire it to solar panels, charge controller to power the vehicle battery if I want, with some simple configuration changing the MC4 connectors. And then the AC shore power cord that I ran to the front of the vehicle. So you bring an extension cord if you have AC shore power or generator of any kind. You can run it outside to charge the solar generator system. So all of this under the passenger seat in a very nice configuration that's totally accessible and modifiable. So I just made this little whip cigarette lighter to MC4. I'm going to plug that into the Bluetti MC4 and that into the solar charger. And I have a cigarette lighter when I turn the van ignition on, gives me power. Let's see how much energy we get just from the cigarette lighter versus the charger one. Something just clicked. 14 watts, really? Maybe I'll fire the van up, see if it gives it more. So the old van is running. It's plugged into the cigarette lighter. Hopefully, can you see that? 75 watts. Wow, that'll take a long time to charge this. That's why you get a Charger one, 560 watts. So now plugged into the Charger one, 560 watts, 571 charging, 582, 594. I've seen it go up to. So that's much faster than 75 watts from a cigarette lighter. I think if your cigarette lighter was a little better, you can get like 100 watts or something. But anyways, so the Bluetti Charger 1 converts 12 volt DC to whatever your solar generator can hold. I don't know why anybody go without a Bluetti, but any solar generator, or like 95% of them on the market, you literally type in, this is the Elite 200. I type that in, it can take 56 volts. So the Charger 1 app, you just put in this model, it changes it to 56 volts. So it's converting 12 volts from the alternator with the vehicle running and while you're driving to 56 volts to super fast charge this over just a standard 12 volt cigarette lighter. So you actually don't need solar panels. If you're wanting to go on a camping trip, you get the Bluetti Charger 1 to fast charge this. So this has 2 kilowatts of storage. So in, what is that, 3.5-ish hours from zero, this would be fully charged. Get to your camping spot and you're good to go. So I will say one thing. I did some tests driving in rush hour, sitting at a bunch of lights in the city. Now, the van maybe doesn't have the biggest alternator and it just has quite a small 12 volt battery. So at idle, you could feel like the van was coming down in RPM, like it wanted to stall. And then I heard a click. This is after multiple long lights in the city driving. A click and the Charger 1 turned off because my battery was getting down too far in the vehicle. Now, if I had this installed in my truck, the Charger 1, that would not be an issue. My truck has 2 massive 12 volt batteries in series and a huge alternator. So just the fact that I'm increasing the voltage too much. Now, what would actually solve that is I can go into the Charger 1 app if I want, if I'm only doing city driving, to match it to my vehicle. Instead of 580 watts, the fastest charging that this particular solar generator can hold, maybe I increase the DC voltage from 12 to 24 or 36, and then I'm not going to have that problem. But as for a road trip where you're driving, I literally plug this in and start driving, and there's no problem because the vehicle's engine is running and the alternator is making power, right? It's just sitting at those darn lights. Putting the Charger 1 underneath the passenger seat was a very nice spot because actually on my solo trip, I'm actually leaving the solar generator up front, out of the way, so I can see what's going on. And kind of most of my trip is going to be driving. It's a lot of driving. But under the seat there, you know, you just make a whip. This cord is long enough that comes with it. I can go all the way to the back of the vehicle, but I'm just going to put the solar generator here, have all my USB things here, and I can just run a small extension cord if I have to go all the way back to be charging. The cord it comes with has 2 NPPT ends. It's the cord that came with this solar generator. So I can run a solar panel of equal size into each one. Now, I'm putting a solar panel on the van as well, and I can't because the solar panel is 12 volts and the Charger 1, I'm pulling 56 volts. I can't have two voltages the same cord. So with the Charger1 and the solar panel, it's either one or the other. Now I can yank that out. So that's for the Charger1. The Charger1 is going to automatically just go idle underneath the seat there. And I can take the other one from the solar panel that's on the roof and charge it with the 200 solar panel. So it's either kind of one or the other in this instance, and that's okay. So as I'm driving, I can fast charge, and as I'm sitting at a campsite, I can solar panel charge. Honestly, that solar panel I'm putting on the van after having the Charger1 isn't particularly necessary, unless you want to trickle charge it up, or you're going to be at a campsite for an extended period of time. But for just road trips, you don't need a solar panel. It's just the Charger1 from Bluetti, DC to DC converter. So essentially what we have is we turned our vehicle into a gas generator, because this is a gas vehicle. So the engine is turning the alternator, which is charging the vehicle battery, at 12 volts. And then the Charger1 is increasing the voltage to 56 volts for this particular solar generator. So no need to haul a small gas generator around. You can just use your vehicle. And again, it's free essentially because you're driving your vehicle somewhere anyways. So you might as well use that energy and charge that up. And then you don't need a generator at your campsite or whatever you're doing. Now I'm going on a solo trip, so I have the seats folded up and just my gear. I can take all my gear out, whatever gear I want, leave that cooler in, take it out, leave the solar generator in, take it out, doesn't matter. When I get home, I take out my e-bike that's currently charging, flip down those seats, and I can take my kids wherever they need to go. But we also have refrigeration and freezer all the time, solar generator power all the time. And on a road trip, making microwave popcorn and coffee on the go. You can boil water for your own coffee. Just as a kind of road trip, if you got to go with the kids an hour somewhere, how cool is that? So this is just for van life type stuff. This is also for kids' road trips. I don't know. When I was growing up, we didn't do microwave popcorn in the van on a road trip. Best apocalypse ever. Thanks, Charger1.